Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Love to Live Healthy Show. I'm your co-host, Josephine Fitzpatrick, author of Cheat Day Rules and Shed the Pounds, both available on Amazon. I'm a nutrition wellness specialist and co-owner of Innovation Healthy Market in Woodbury, New York, alongside my son and co-host, Jake Fitzpatrick. At Innovation Healthy Market, we've been helping thousands of clients all over the world live healthier, happier lives. For the past 14 years, our store at 8025 Jericho Turnpike in Woodbury has been open 7 days a week, offering hundreds of freshly prepared healthy meals and snacks. And the best part is, you do not have to be a client to shop with us. We welcome everyone. We have customers from all over Long Island who visit us daily, and we also ship tri-state. We offer Long Island free delivery every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and even hand deliver to New York City every Tuesday. Plus, we're on Uber Eats 7 days a week. If you're looking to lose weight or simply eat healthier, come visit us. Everything is made fresh daily, from high-protein, low-carb, gluten-free, sugar-free options to plant-based vegan and keto meals, and, of course, our famous detox program. Our team is always available to help you one-on-one when you walk in. We'll guide you, answer your questions, and help you get exactly what you need. For more information on our meals, deliveries, and weight loss program, visit us at innovationhealthymarket.com or follow us on Instagram at Innovation Weight Loss. I'm here with Jake Fitzpatrick. Good morning, Jake.
Good morning.
Today we are talking about goal setting. Your future is shaped by the habits you repeat, not the goals you set. Meaning, you can set a million goals, but if you don't do what you're supposed to do to get to that goal, you're not going to get there.
Yeah.
It's the habits you do every day, so you have to make sure those habits are consistent with what your goals are.
I like that.
That makes sense, right?
I like that, yeah.
So basically, your habits match your intentions, and that's when you reach your goals.
Yeah, it's like that one that I told you about where it was don't confuse movement with progress, because you can run in place as fast as you want, but you'll never get anywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like being on a treadmill.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah. I mean, listen, I think a big thing is, your routine that you do every day, it's either going to work for you or against you. Yes. And you have to decide. If you want it to work for you, you have to do the things that you're repeating every day that are actually working for you. See, a lot of times we want big things. We want, to lose 20 pounds. We want to start a business. We want to be healthier.
Yep.
Whatever we want to do. But if your routine every day is not matching that, you're going to stay stuck where you are. And you're going to keep getting the same result, which is not reaching your goal.
Exactly. Yeah, just like you said, everyone, the easiest thing in the world that everybody does is to talk. Everybody loves talking about the goals that they want to do. Everybody loves talking about, how they want to lose weight. Everybody tells everybody. The first thing that people do as soon as they begin any journey is they tell people about it first.
Exactly.
And it's almost like, that's like an extra layer of pressure almost, as well as shame. Because if you're telling everybody and then you don't follow up with it, which mostly people do, it's like, you're going to feel the pressure from that, but also you never really feel the shame of it, because you kind of just, you kind of just blend back into it.
Yeah, exactly.
You kind of just blend back into it.
I think people do that.
I
really do think people do that because they're trying to talk themselves into doing it. So they keep saying it. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this. Yeah. But then they don't do it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's almost like posting your progress, because then it's like the next time people see you, you almost have to be better than you were before.
Right, exactly.
It's kind of like it's like an extra layer of accountability, really.
Yeah, I agree. It's funny because a lot of times when I used to ask people for before and afters, they would be like, "Oh no, I don't want that pressure. What if I gain the weight back?" And I was like, "That is the wrong mindset."
Yeah, you should do that.
You should do it so you don't gain the weight back.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sometimes we try to make our lives just too easy. We're so afraid of that challenge of okay, I'm putting myself up to this higher standard. And once I do that, I have to stay there and I have to be amazing,
Yeah.
But instead, it's so much easier not to do that.
Yeah, and it's almost like, wouldn't you want to,
for me,
because,
yes, but for some
as soon
people,
as
it's scary.
Well, as soon as you feel the adversity of the pressure on you, it's like it becomes unattractive, really, I guess, to a lot of people. Meanwhile, there are some people, I know I'm definitely somebody that, I'm not performing the best when I have zero pressure on me. I need pressure, whether it be good or bad, actually, even to putting pressure on myself. I thrive that way. because like I need that constant like stress almost. Like I like if I don't have stress, I'm not doing good. You know, like
you're also you're also a great planner in the fact that you plan things and you actually follow them. Like you plan them to follow them.
Yeah. And I'm also so extreme to the point where it's like, if I say like I gotta, you know, do the work, you know, get my meals in, you know, do X, Y, Z, and then still go to the gym in the same day, like I'll do it from morning until literally the next day, really, because it's like past midnight.
Right, exactly.
You know, so it's like I get it in, even if it's that one day.
But
like,
that's because you planned it.
No matter the time, though, like I'll still get it in just because I need to. Yeah.
Well, that's a great example about what we're talking about, because your habits align with what your goals are. You know?
Yeah.
And that's really the whole point, because a lot of times, you know, we go through life and we kind of, I always say, like, it's when people are out of alignment, like they don't follow what they want to do. They want it in their mind, and it's telling them, yes, this is where I want to go. This is a direction. Even if you don't know, like, your end goal, but this is the direction I want to go in. But then everything they're doing is against that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
They're not eating the healthy foods. They're not eating less. They're not exercising. They want all of that, but they're just not doing it, you know?
Yeah. No, exactly.
Just take another whole scenario. Like, say you want to save money, but like every time you go on Instagram, you buy something. And every time you go to the store, you spend more than what you planned. But you want to save money, but you're not doing that because you're constantly spending.
Exactly.
It's the same thing. Your actions are not matching what your goal is.
Exactly. Just like the saying, like, goals are cheap, but habits are expensive.
Exactly.
Because even if you're trying to, like, and that's where a lot of excuses can come into play too, because people can say like, okay, like my goal for this month is to, you know, eat healthier. And then, you know, you start buying more healthy food. It's like, oh, well, I don't really want to spend that much money though. So then you draw back on your habits. Exactly. And then it changes your whole goal again. Yeah. Because it's like, okay, well, I guess I can't complete the goal if I'm not willing to spend this.
Exactly.
But also too, it's like, even, you know, in the sense of like, you know, not money even, but like, you know, your time is expensive as well. So
it should be.
It's like, you know, the goals, same thing. Goals are cheap, but the habits are expensive. It's like your time is expensive. So, you know, people might even like contrast themselves. Like the number one thing that people do, I feel like too, is like you always try to talk yourself out of it before you actually do it. It's like before you go for a run, like, do you ever stare at your shoes and you're like, I really, like, you know, I just got to put them on. Like, you know,
all the time.
Like, and that's like your time, because whatever time you procrastinate or push it off, you just wasted all that time too. Right. So again, the habits are like, you know, usually every day. It's like no matter what time, it might be earlier, it might be later, but you still get the run in, you know.
Always,
so it's a habit at that point. And a habit doesn't need to have a set time frame to it. It's just as long as it's a daily thing. It's a daily habit.
Right.
You know, just like, you know, I could be a, you know, go to the gym in the morning person, but I just can't.
Right.
You know, it's just the way it falls for me. But I've kind of created
remember,
my own habit.
That's your habit now.
Yeah.
When you have a family with kids, you might go every morning because you got to be home after work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True.
So right now that works for you.
Yeah.
But like there'll be a time where we all change. It doesn't matter. And that's what you said. There's no time on it. As long as your habits are still in line with your goal.
Yeah.
So even if you switch to the morning and you go to the gym every morning, you know, that's going to still give you the same result, you know?
Yeah. I got a question. This is a interesting one I was thinking of when we were talking about the topic today. Do you think that, so like, would you differentiate like something classified as a bad habit, you know, whether it be like, you know, like a bad habit some people might have is like, you know, like, oh, I have a bad habit with like spending on Amazon, or I have a bad habit with like cursing or something like that. Like, would you say that sometimes people use the word habit as an excuse for like things that they do, like maybe like eating or like, you know, like, oh, like, you know, stress eating, like that's just a bad habit I have. Like, is it though? Or is it like, are you just trying to put it under the umbrella to make yourself feel better?
It's a good question.
You know what I mean? Like, and then like good habits, like you talk about habits, you talk about like a habitual routine, like a, you know.
Well, that's what you just said. All habits don't have to be bad. They could be good.
Yeah, I know. But sometimes I feel like things get lumped into that habit category just to make it seem normal. You know, so then it doesn't really like, so then people look at it and they're just like, oh, it's just another habit. Like, no, it's actually something that's, can be boiled down to like explain.
It's something you want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think that's
like you want it. Like you want to cheat, so then you just to make yourself feel better, you call it a habit.
Right.
Like I have a bad habit. I have a bad habit. It's like
that's a good good thought. I like it because I think to expand on
it's
it.
a compensation type thing.
It's a compensation, but I think to expand on it, it's a good. What will help you is anyone who's going through that and feels like they have bad habits or habits that aren't aligning with their goals, maybe you should look through your day and say, what am I doing every day that's stopping me from getting to where I want to be?
Yeah.
And now, where it may have been a habit, like I stop every day and get a latte and it's, 500 calories.
Yep.
That's your habit. You go there every day after work.
Yep.
But now look at that. Is that helping you or hurting you? Because
Yeah.
it's taking you away off your progress, you know?
Yep.
It's taking you away from your goals. So I think what you're saying is right. I think we say some things are just habits, but you have to think if it's actually working for you or working against you, And that's when you have to decide, is this what I want? Is this what I don't want, you know?
Absolutely, yeah.
I think that's a big thing today, too. The more and more I'm talking to clients about everything, a lot of midlife and, just people are in times where they're just changing mentally and whether it's work, whether it's kids are off to college and they're empty nesters now. And, I think that your life changes when the whole dynamic changes. Like, for example, like your last child's off at school and now all of a sudden there's no kids in the house. Where does that leave you as like, right now you're looking at your significant other and you're like, oh, or you're like, hey, that's great. It's one way or the other, but you have to really look and say like, okay, am I okay? What do I want? Where do I want to go from here? Some people start new careers. Some people, start new exercise programs. Some people start, but again, no matter what you're doing at that point, and I'm just bringing this up because I feel like it's been such a big topic in my office, just the change and going with the change, that, again, it's all about, like, think about your goal. And your goal can change, and you could have multiple goals. I have multiple all the time. Your goals can change, but think about, one goal and just look at your life and say, am I doing everything I can or want to get to that goal? And is it just a goal that you really want, or I should say, is it a goal that you really want, or is it a goal that you're just kind of like,
well, do you think sometimes
goal?
that people like say, like, do you think that sometimes just even the fact of having a goal makes people feel better?
Yes,
so
definitely.
It's like, that's good enough for me.
They think it motivates them.
Yeah. It's like, oh, okay, like I told a lot of people today, like I have a goal, so that makes me look pretty good. Like they do it for just that reason.
Or they do it for their own mental reason of like, okay, I have a goal. Even though they're not working toward it at all, they think it's there. Like for at some point they will get there.
Exactly. Exactly.
But meanwhile, they just keep going off their path.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in their mind, it's a goal, so it's going to mean something, and that's really what this whole show is about. Is like, are you doing what you're supposed to be doing to get to that goal?
Yeah, and the reason I say that too is because it's actually proven that actually setting goals and being in that mindset has been shown to actually release dopamine.
Oh, really?
So like when you do that and you make that mental set, it actually releases dopamine from your brain. So it actually, you feel productive.
You get
before you
excited
even feel productive before you've even been productive. So that's a funny thing actually, because even like I see it all the time too, whenever people buy the detox and they do the whole 5-day plan, just that moment when like, you get them all set up, you see
They're
so much
excited.
excitement.
Yeah.
You see the excitement. So it's like just the fact of having all the tools and everything and like the plan and everything like that alone is
That's
like
so true.
one step, you know?
And it gets them excited.
And like, it gives you that like,
Purpose.
like that aha moment. It's like, it gives you that like, oh, I'm going to change my life right now moment. It's like, and then like, but the number one thing, the reason I bring that up is because people need to realize there's a difference between the chemical of having the dopamine rush and then the commitment to actually following through with it.
Right.
Like you need to, like, just because you're excited in that moment, once you walk out the door, bring it with you. Like, don't just be like, oh, like I have to start.
You have to take that and use it as motivation for the whole week. The other thing too, I agree with you 100%. and I'm going to add to it because, like, I feel the same way when they walk out of my office after their first meeting. They met me and they're going on program. They're so excited because they feel like the goal they've been hoping for, they're going to reach.
You're just like, you're so much closer to it
Yeah.
now.
It's like it's setting everything in motion.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the same with the detox. You're setting it in motion to lose 5 to 7 pounds this week. You're coming in my office, you're setting it in motion to start your healthy journey.
Yeah.
You know, or I had a client today, you know, she comes in, it's while she's definitely becoming so much healthier and she's losing weight, a lot of her sessions are about her passions, where she wants to go in life with now that she's an empty nester and her, you know. So everyone's different. And I have a lot of clients that'll come in and we talk more about their future goals of who they want to become, what they want to do, what, you know, along with the weight loss, you know, because it really all goes together. But the point is you have to set it in motion, and that's what it's doing.
Yeah.
And when you do that and you follow it, you will see the results, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's cool too, because I know it's funny, like I feel like a couple weeks ago we were saying that it's already almost November, right? Now, like, it's not too early obviously to talk about this, but just a funny statistic or interesting one is, did you know that 92% of people never hit their New Year's resolutions?
Yeah, I did read that.
Because they mistake intention for execution. So everybody in the world at one point has had a New Year's resolution, or even like for, like, you know, Advent, like when we have Lent.
Yeah.
Like, we, you know, like you always say you're going to give up something, like, oh, like, what are you giving up this year?
It's like a week.
Honestly, like, you
Yeah.
don't even give it up. You know? But like, it's funny how New Year's comes around and it's like, okay, like everybody's got a resolution, but like, it's crazy to think how many people, like, have you ever actually met anybody that has ever done their New Year's resolution?
Sure. So many of the clients that walk in, you know, they come in January and they want to lose weight and they have like goals, you know, but it takes a lot. It's a job. It's like they're in there every week. They're on with me every week.
The
they're
point
planning.
is just the feeling of that, like the feeling that people get from that chase of like the progress. That alone is like, you need to carry that into, you know.
You know what I love that you just said, and I'm going to reverse it now, and I'm going to just something to be aware of. This is how your intentions can work against you, because it's December 1st, and you're like, I'm starting my weight loss program January 1st or January 2nd. What are you doing from December 1st to January? You're eating everything in sight, because in your mind, you know you're starting that in January, right? So it's actually going to work against you if you do that, because you're going to give yourself the freedom to do all the wrong things, knowing that you're going to go on. And like you said before, then you're going to go on January 2nd, you're going to make it to February 1st if you're lucky.
It's almost like when people start the detox and on Monday they text me and say, I can't wait for Saturday.
Yes.
Like, you have the total wrong idea.
Mindset,
Like, you are doing this willingly just so then you can cheat again. Like, if you're doing that, you need to stop yourself. Like, if you are going into any program to lose weight or like a detox program just to feel better, and your only thought in your brain is, I can't wait to cheat, you need to completely take a step back, and before you even do a program again, you need to think about
why you're doing it,
why you're doing it,
what
you're doing. Like,
that's a good thing. You know what we should do? We should implement. They should text you when they text you on Monday or even when they're buying in the store. We should say, text us on Wednesday and tell us how great you feel, because that may help them think twice about what they do on Saturday.
Yeah. You know what? Funny. We should tell people actually that if they do the detox, they could text me.
Oh yeah, that's a great thing. That's right.
We
were talking about it.
We were
this is a huge thing.
So anyone, even if you're not on program, if you're doing the detox, you can exchange numbers with me in the store, and throughout your detox week, I'll actually talk to you if you need it, and I'll talk you through it. Even on the times that you're struggling, don't know what to do.
People are already doing it, and he's constantly answering. But it's great though, because he's literally, a lot of times he'll run things past me, and I'm like, I would have said that exactly, which I love, and that's great. So that's it's a great thing. I think it really helps, because listen, you always do better when you have someone in your corner.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, as a complimentary thing, like to have you be able to tell them, like, no, do this, or yes, you can do that. Because sometimes it's just a question that they don't know.
Yeah.
And you don't want them to do the wrong thing and ruin the whole week,
Yeah,
So,
and then sometimes, like we said before, like as soon as you walk out of the store, you don't want to feel like that abandonment of like, okay, I'm on my own now. It's like, it's kind of on me.
Right.
Like now you have the opportunity because other people have been doing it. Like you can walk out of the store now fully knowing like, as soon as you get to your car, you can just text me.
Right, exactly, yeah.
So it's nice.
And it's great because I know even some people are texting you exactly what they eat in the day and stuff. And
it doesn't have
doing
to be just detox either. You can just
great.
anything.
They're doing so great because of it.
Yeah.
And I love that because I just think people do, like I always say, like, of course, when they come in to see me, I always tell them, like, when you text, you'll do better. It's like having that person who wants this. Like you will want that for them as much as they do, and they're not going to find that in anyone else. Anyone else. So it's such a like a best friend to have, like to get me through this. And really want this for me.
Yeah, it's funny. I was actually on the phone with somebody the other night, and they called me because they were struggling and. They were struggling. They didn't know what to do, and they were like on their 3rd or 4th day of the detox, and they were like, "I don't know if I'm going to make it." And we were on the phone for like an hour and a half. And by the end of the phone call, she actually told me, "Wow, we were talking so long, I'm not even hungry anymore." And I was like, and I was saying on my end, I was like, "Well, I am." So I hung up. No, but yeah. And then it's funny because as soon as you actually like, if you have somebody to lean on, and it's like, because if you're on the detox, your family's probably like. You're probably a little, like,
you might be a little on edge.
You might be a little on edge with the family, or they might not know how to calm you down, or whatever they say. It might just be not. Whenever people are hungry, you get in that mood where anything that someone says to you is the wrong thing.
Right.
So it's nice to have someone
like you said,
like us. That's like, that we're on your side. We know that that we're
not looking to sabotage
we're that real
you.
friend that's going to tell you exactly the truth. Like. Like you always say, like, and one of the hardest things that it took me a while to get used to is, like, there's no shortcut. It's like, you've always said, like, you are doing the best for them when you tell them the truth, even if it's not what they want to hear,
Right.
So
it's so true.
Yeah.
And that's what they need. Yeah. They need someone to say, no, you can't do that. Because everyone else in their life is going, have it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
They need you to say, like, no, you want to see that scale at the end of the week. And that's, and listen, you've already had amazing results with people. So I think it's amazing.
I mean, I've done that too, where I was like really tired and I was like, I texted you and I was like, hey, I'm going to go work out right now. Like, should I run? And I text you sometimes just because I know you'll say yes.
Right.
Because it's like just that action of like, you don't necessarily hope that they'll say no, but you almost know that they're going to enforce it and say yes. So then it gives you that extra okay, I have no choice.
Yeah.
And if
it's so true.
And if I do the adverse, then it's 100% on me. It's like,
I love that.
Yeah.
I love it. And so I do think that's a great thing.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we brought that up because we've been meaning to tell everyone. And actually, we'll even put it in the store so people.
Yep. But what's funny, though, is back to the
goals.
Yeah, back to the habits. Back to the habits. Because I wanted to tell you this thing that I read. Actually, it was there was a. Did you ever read about this phenomenon called the psychological trap, where it's basically like people want results that actually outpace their habits. So it's like the correlation is between obviously the goals and habits. So what we were talking about before is like, you can say that you want a goal all you want, but if your habits don't align with that goal, you'll never reach it. So the thing that I was reading about is the psychological trap, meaning people want results that outpace their habit. So like you're setting almost an unattainable goal because even you yourself know, like, how am I going to achieve that with what I'm doing right now? So in order to make a goal even achievable, you need to rearrange your habits around it. So then it actually aligns with it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So with that, like,
but their goals, like.
Yeah, and like you said before, the point is your future is actually a reflection of your consistency.
Very
like
true.
What you said before, like earlier, like when we first started, you said your future is.
No, I said your habits are a mirror of your future.
Yep. Yep, that's it. And what I'm saying is your future is a reflection of the consistency.
Right. Which is so true. Yeah. And I do like that. I think what you just mentioned, that whole psychological.
Yeah.
When your goals are so much higher, you know, I think that it's giving you the opportunity to mentally say, like, you know, I'm going to try my best to get there, and I'm going to do everything I can to get there. It's kind of pushing you a little bit harder, you know, where sometimes people say, like, I don't want to be, I don't not want to be realistic. And I'm like, no, you don't have to be realistic.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to be amazing, be amazing. And try your hardest to do it.
Yeah.
You know, don't ever go through anything in life saying, like, I can't do that, or I can't get there, you know?
Yep. And you know what's funny too is about that is it kind of just makes me think now about, like, everybody knows that you're like a spiritual person, you know, like very religious and all that. The thing is, like, that I've always heard you say over the years is, like, one of your biggest pet peeves is when people pray for something, right?
Yes.
Like, you always say you should never pray for something, but you should always, like, you should never pray for something to come to you. You should just pray for maybe, like, the courage to ask for it, or the opportunity for it to come.
And the opportunities that are there.
Yeah.
And, and to be able to work for something.
Yeah. So
you know?
my point is, to kind of translate that, I wonder what you'll think about this that I was thinking about is, don't set goals just to have something. Set habits to become the person that you want to be.
Right.
That instill those goals. Stop asking yourself, what do I want? Because, again, you don't pray for something that you want.
Right.
Stop asking yourself, what do I want? And start asking yourself, what am I willing to repeat or do again? The goals are the map, and all the habits that you instill are the things that are going to get you there.
Right.
And basically, like, the fad of motivation, really, like, everybody needs motivation, but I feel like people kind of turn it into a fad to kind of go along with their goal that they set up. Focus on just momentum of keep going forward, you know? And again, just basically stop telling yourself, like, I want this, I'm going to do this, I want this, like, why can't I be this?
Or praying
just
for
tell
this
your,
or praying for that.
Praying for this, praying for that. Like you always say, don't pray for something like money. Pray for the opportunity, or pray for the courage to actually do something you're passionate with to make money later on.
Or that you're alive, that you can make money.
Yeah,
like,
so don't
pray
to be skinny.
Right, exactly.
Pray to give yourself the courage and bravery and discipline to actually follow through with being it, you know?
Yep, exactly.
So go and put yourself in that position.
I love that.
Does that make sense?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
You know? We forget, and I think that's going to coincide before we end this with being grateful for everything that you do have and where you are in life, that you can do all these things and have the opportunities to do all these things. And, you know, once you're grateful, maybe then you can say, okay, what do I have in front of me that I can reach? You know, what can I do? Where can I get to? You know? And it's true, because I'm such a big believer. You don't pray for things that, you know, you pray for your health, you pray for your family's health, you pray for, you know.
Yep.
But when it's things like this that you can literally, you should be grateful that you can wake up and you can set those goals.
Yep.
Because you're healthy, you know.
Yep.
That's what's on your mind, that you are able to set those goals because, you know, you're not worried about your sickness, or you're not worried about your, you know, you don't have a job, or you know what I mean? So, like, those are all important things that you have to be grateful for.
Exactly. Or
work hard for. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, I love it. I think it's great.
I do too.
And we're going to end it here.
Great.
And like you said, I think it's great because people keep DMing us about what we should talk about. So if anybody has any...
Yeah, if anybody has any recommendations or any topics that they want to hear us talk about, then feel free to DM us on Instagram. And other than that, thanks for listening.
Yep.
And please remember to always stop in at Innovation at 8025 Jericho Turnpike, Woodbury, New York, or you can visit our website, innovationhealthymarket.com. Or you can call the store, 516-802-5055. We're open 7 days a week. We're always there to help you with your shopping, orders, weight loss needs. When you come in, ask for me. I'll be happy to show you around the store, or if you're looking for a one-on-one plan, I can make your first free consultation appointment with Josephine.
Great. Have a great one, everyone.